Good morning. Today we're going to make this card, and let me tell you where I got this paper. I stamped this One Sheet Wonder in one of Ruth's classes from Artful Stampin', Ruth Trice, and I cut it in fourths. I cut this so it was 4 inches across to here. Anyway, I cut it so that it was 4 pieces. And this was the first card that I made. And here's the envelope. This is the inside. And then I'm going to make this card with another section of that paper. And then I have 2 more pieces to make cards, and I haven't decided how I'm going to make those. I might either just put it on this shaded spruce or do it some more like this, because I really like the way these turned out. And then I have this one with a lot of white space, so I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that one yet. But anyway, today we're making this card right here out of that paper that I stamped. And if you're interested in knowing how to stamp those, I have this one that I made yesterday or the day before, and I'm going to make cards out of that. If you're interested in knowing how I stamp this, leave me some comments and I will do a video stamping one of these. I've learned these from Ruth, and then this was the other one that I did, learning it from Ruth. And I haven't decided if I'm going to make cards out of this or frame it. And then I created some of these clear sheets so I would know how I want to cut this one up when I'm ready. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. And I tell you the colors I used on this. These are the colors. I used Crushed Curry, Shaded Spruce, Lost Lagoon, Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo for my stamp colors. And for my stamp sets, these are the ones I used. For the dottage, I used this from Layering Leaves. I used this for this little, to give it some yellow. And then I used this right here for these fluffy looking things. And then I used this stamp, right here, these 2 stamps, and the leaves. I don't remember what I used for that, but I used this one. And then for the sentiments, I used, on this one, I'm not sure which sentiments I used for that. I think it was, I put it away. But anyway, this one we're using Happy Birthday and wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. If you want to know what sentiments I used here, just let me know. Leave me a comment. See, what else did I use? Oh, I also used this right here. So let's get started. And then I also used this embossing folder, and I'll put it in my instruction sheet which embossing folder that is. And I used Deckled Rectangles and Timeless Arrangements. I used this and then these 2 outer ones for this. Okay, let's get started on this card. I want to use this ribbon, Fresh Freesia ribbon. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is stamp this piece, because it's got to go on the inside. Make sure you use your this thing so that you because we're using photopolymer stamps. So the first thing I did was for the inside. I used the, tell you which exactly one of these I used. I believe I used this one, second from the largest, and then for the shaded spruce I used the largest. And then for the outside, this was the largest one of these. Okay? Okay. So we're going to stamp this, and then I also stamped the envelope the same. So let's get started. We're going to use the Highland Heather and the Fresh Freesia for the flowers. These flowers here. So you start with the darkest color. And I stamp just, you can stamp it however you want. I stamped one like that. And then one a little straighter. And then while we've got this out, we're going to go ahead and stamp our envelope, since we're using this color. Look at that mess I made already. I have to figure out how to fix that. Fortunately, I have lots of envelopes. Oh, how do I do that? I don't even have it on my hand. Must have been on here. Let's wipe that off. Okay. Those things happen. For the envelope, I just did one flower in the corner here. Flip this over. And then we did one flower on the flap. I'm one messy person today. So we'll put this one here. So now we're done with that color. Close it before we get any messier. Okay, now we're going to use the Fresh Freesia. And I'm going to start with this because this is dry now. And what you do is you line up, there's a little section on there that you line up here. And I find it easier to do the darker color first because then it's easier to line up. So you're lining up to this. Like so. Okay. There's that one. They don't have to be perfect unless you want them to be. I get frustrated if I try to make them perfect and they're not. So there's that. Okay. Close that because we don't need it anymore. And I took my, this is Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker. And I wanted the centers of my flowers yellow. So I put like so. There. That's all we need that one for. Okay. The next thing I did was stamped my leaves, these leaves right here. And I used Lost Lagoon. Lost Lagoon. And you can do it however you want, whether you want to stamp off or full strength. So I went full strength here and full strength right here. Okay. And then I stamped off and put some leaves there. Stamped off and put some leaves there. Okay? So we're going to do that to the envelopes. I'm going to put full strength here. And then I'm going to stamp off. Put some leaves there. Stamp off. And put some there. Wipe this off because I don't like it when the ink gets on the block. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. There. Now you don't have to do this many leaves, it's just what I did. So we're done with that color. Okay. Next comes some shaded spruce. And I took this little image. And I'm going to take some of that off. Not that much of the stem. And put it here. And then move it up a little bit and put some there, like that. This one I did pretty long. I didn't want it that well. Let's try it here. It's too long. Okay. And there. And there. Okay. Let's do it to the envelope. Hope you've all been having a good week. I think that should have had more stem. So we'll fix that. Add a little stem to that. It's too much. Just so it's connected. There, that looks better. Now let's do this side. Just don't want it going over on the flap. So about like that. There's no exact science to this, it's just basically whatever appeals to you. Okay, we're done with that color. Now we're going to take our Flirty Flamingo. And this little fluffy thing. I just put kind of like this, and then, well, that didn't stamp very good. For some strange reason. We're going to fix that. Stamped off right there. Okay, now we'll take this one, to ink off the edges. This just adds more color. I don't know why that's not stamping very good. Nice thing about stamping off is it Makes it so it looks like you meant it to be that way. Even though I didn't mean it to be that way. But only we will know. So let's do this one. Maybe it's my imagination. Okay. And the last color is going to be the crushed curry. And we don't need this pad anymore. Stampin' Pierce mat. And we're going to use this little guy. Just stamp a few of them around. Put one there. This just brings in some more color. And you still have room to sign your name, hopefully. Just like so. And we'll do the envelope. How did I do that? Okay. Guess I forgot to do this side. Well, we'll just add some. Shall we put some on this envelope too? Yeah, that looks good. Okay. The next thing we do is our dottage. For that, I'm going to use the Highland Heather. Need our Stampin' Pierce mat again. And take our dottage and just start. Now it's up to you how dark you want it. I don't want it super dark, so like that. This just adds some, I don't know if I stamped that off. No. I don't know what. I like it. Pretty much learned it from Ruth. Let's see. That's the inside. Now let's do this. It kind of helps fill in some of the white space. See? And then the flap. You see, that didn't really, there. I'm stamping off because this color is a little darker than what I want on here. There. That's all the stamping. So we'll close this so I don't put my fingers in it. Now, our envelope is done. Don't need that anymore. I'll take our card and we'll put it together. So what I did is I glued this piece to the front of this, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. This is 8 1/2 by 11, scored at 4. This 4 1/4. Yeah. I went ahead and embossed this with that embossing folder. And so we're just going to glue this. You die cut this first, and then emboss it. Glue it to this. And I'm going to glue this piece to this one, because it's for the inside. Now if you want your inside of your card less stamped on, you don't have to do all this stamping like I did. It's just something I liked. Close this. Go ahead and glue this to the inside. Guess I should have done that before I closed my glue. Okay. Just like so. Very simple card, other than all the stamping, I guess. Okay, that part's done. Now we're going to take this, and I tied the ribbon around a can that I had, because that's the way I like to do it. And then I had to decide where I wanted the bow, and I want it over here to the left. So that means I need to cut this over here. Okay, and then we're going to take the glue dot and put on the back of the bow. And then, actually I think I want, oh, it's too late. Let's put this straight here. I like it down there. Let's put it down here this time. And I just took tape, taped this to the back. And where you put your bow all depends on where you want, what you want to cover up, kind of. So, asleep. And then I use Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Pop this up. So however many you're comfortable with. I tend to use enough so that it doesn't collapse in the mail. Next month, you can start ordering new products. If you're not a demonstrator, go to my online store. If you want a catalog, a new mini catalog, all you have to do is spend $50 in my online store and request a catalog, and I will mail it to you. So let's get a glue dot off of here, because I want it behind this ribbon right here. So I don't want it to move. And I'm going to take my sentiment and put Stampin' Dimensionals on it. And I'm going to use 3 because I don't want it collapsing in the middle. Like so. Okay. So this one says happy birthday. wherever you want it on there. I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm using up some retired gems, but you can use whatever gems look good to you. Whatever you have in your stash. I'm trying to use these up. These are from 21-23, so I'm using these. What color is that? Evening Evergreen, I think. Stuff piled all over the place. These dark ones. Nope, I'm using these. And they look like Lost Lagoon, but that's not what they are. Whatever last year's in color was. It looks pretty close to Lost Lagoon, but that is not the color of it. But it works for me. Like I said, I'm just trying to use them up. And this one. Let's put that one. This looks like an empty spot right there. Now, how about right? What do you think? Doesn't want to stick very good, does it? Decisions. How about right there? And that's your card for today. Well, I hope you have a blessed day. You have fun stamping. And stay tuned for the next video that I'm going to try to do one of these one-sheet wonders for you. But they do take a little bit of time. So you have a blessed day and have fun stamping.